Patriot Front being exposed for the frauds, the feds, the government operatives that they are. I think this is the biggest story, really not being talked about that much, quite honestly. And this is really going to set off a chain reaction for the normie, for the average person, starting to see and put together all the hoaxes. Nolan Bowerley talked about this in this past day here, and how big, how massive this is. Another victory for World War III. The culture war, the information war we're fighting, the plebs and 99% versus the people at the top, this overarching, really just evil, chaotic nature, really all set about because of fiat currencies, because of broken money, right? What we talk about all the time. But what's very hard for people to understand is that there are bad people out there. There are evil people out there. There are people that don't want your best interest. And a lot of people seek positions of power to control other people. The guy at BlackRock, Sergey, the Russian guy, saying how fun it is to control other people and decide other people's fate and decide their life and what's going to happen. People that are so wealthy, money is no object to them, right? Money is nothing. There's nothing to get a 10th Lamborghini or a 20th house. Who cares? What's that biggest realm to be in? Well, it's controlling people. It's controlling humans. And that's what the average person just cannot grapple with. They cannot even, they're so worried about the next paycheck. They can't even think about like controlling another human being. Like, what are you talking about? And so it just doesn't even register on their radar. And this is the Patriot Front being exposed for the frauds. And now people are starting to really see this unravel. The Charleston hoax, where Trump said there's people good people on both sides. Completely, Aaron Rupar, I think is his name, completely doctored the video. They ran that on the news, and literally made people create this narrative, the Steele dossier, right? Completely made up, completely fake. All these things are literally factually been proven now. Completely fake, completely exposed. The January 6th, the agents in the crowd, Patriot Front, again, these people starting to connect the dots together, say, oh my goodness, these guys, the feds have been infiltrating groups, not only attacking from the inside IRS, or from the outside, the IRS, the lowest learner 10 years ago, and attacking freedom, patriot groups, people with freedom or patriot in their name, attacking their Facebook accounts, attacking them in the IRS, but also internally trying to spur and agitate people and create mob mentality and chaos inside to then turn around and blame and say, look, we told these people, we told all of you, the media here, we have been telling you that it's white conservative males are the biggest problem in the world. I mean, Biden just said it the other day at an HBCU that white supremacy is the biggest problem. Well, what is that? What is white supremacy? Where is it, Joe? Where exactly is that? Let us know. Let us know when you know what it is. And that's the problem. They create these boogeymen, these things that are so grandiose and generalized that you can't pinpoint it. That's why it can constantly shapeshift and move to whatever narrative they need to fit. And that's why the real patriots, the 3% of people, now physically unmasking people, because a lot of the people in the Fabian socialist, communist side have been unmasking themselves, thinking, hey, we can do whatever we want now. But now, physically being unmasked by the truth seekers, by the patriots, by the real people like the Patriot Front, a government-run organization, it looks like, right? Government operatives, feds, infiltrating groups that are standing up against government. That's what government doesn't want. That's why they're infiltrating these groups. That's why when the government's attacking certain people, you should probably think for a second, say, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Maybe we should look more into what those people are doing. Maybe they're onto something. Government wants its control. It doesn't want freedom for its people. That's not how it's set up. That's why we had to institute things into the system, that the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, that the governments are working at the consent of the people. So anyway, I thought it was just very unbelievable, this massive news story. Now it's going to start connecting the dots and people seeing what is happening over and over and over again. The list that people carry, the Obama list he held, Clinton's people disappearing and suiciding themselves over and over again. All these things starting to make sense now, and people starting to kind of connect the dots and see, oh, wow, there's a lot to this. And now it makes it easier for the average person. This is the thing, question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself, right? Trust but verify. Now people, because it's very hard to come to someone and just say, hey, these things are all psychological. They're all conspiracies, because people conspiring against you. Now you actually have proof of all these things happening. What do they say conspiracy theories are? They're just spoiler alerts, or hey, conspiracy theory, just give it 6 months. Things we've been warning about for 20 years. Things we've been warning about since I was a kid. I couldn't warn about it before because I wasn't around, but 20 years I've been talking to people about these things, debating them, debating teachers, arguing with teachers, professors, family members. and arguing for truth, arguing for reality, arguing for the Constitution, for the Bill of Rights. And now we have the Bill of Rights and the Constitution 2.0, which is the Bitcoin white paper, which gives freedom and property rights and wealth to all 8 billion people, not just people living inside America, like the founding documents in America do, but now it gives that to all people around the world. That's what is so important about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin white paper. It's not price. It secures freedom and property rights and wealth for all the people of the world, anyone who chooses to use it with the internet, with an internet connection. That's it. Simple as that. And now things like this, Patriot Front physically being exposed, you have RFK with his shirt off, showing the proof of work, right? Showing the dichotomy, the difference, the contrast between someone who's in shape and actually understands what's actually going on from the inside, his family being killed over and over, and all of it, those people who killed them killed as well. This is where the story starts to really unfold and unravel. And this narrative that's been worked for years, the average person now has to start questioning and saying, oh my goodness. And this is exactly how Bitcoin changes you. You don't change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes you, because now Bitcoin gives you the gateway, the portal, the gateway drug into why things are happening the way they are. And Bitcoin gives you a control experiment. It gives you something that never changes, never moves, always 21 million. It gives you something to contrast with all the time. Every single time you come back and contrast it and compare to Bitcoin, to the control experiment. And now we have this. We have this simple gateway drug into all the dominoes falling for the average person, for the normie out there wondering what is going on. Why is life running away from me? Why am I on so many pills? Why can't I afford? Why do I have too much month at the end of my money? What is truly happening? Now we are starting to see the mask come off figuratively and literally. And that's why I think the Patriot Front, what happened there, will be, when we look back, that'll be a massive story going forward. The exposing of government agents trying to infiltrate groups. Again, we had this happen externally 10 years ago with Lois Lerner and the IRS and others, but that was one of the big ones. And then internally now we're seeing these groups being exposed for the cons they really are. People starting to realize, wow, we've been lied to from everywhere, from the Fabianists, the communists, the Marxists in academia, in mainstream media, the politicians, governments, these world organizations. They're all going down. They're all going down because truth will prevail. That's why God will prevail. That's why truth prevails. That's why Bitcoin will prevail, because it is truth. It is truth. It is. Amen. It is. Truth always prevails. Appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. Please send this out to anyone you can, anyone you think might get something out of this, because the algorithm does truly hate truth. Trust but verify. Question everything with boldness, in the existence of God himself. And this is not financial advice, it's freedom advice. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.